Hi students, welcome to online class. So in this video we are going to discuss about chapter 5 working with Windows operating system. So in this video now we are going to discuss about elements of a window. So in the last video we have discussed about what is meant by window and what are the types of window. Window is a rectangular area on the screen. And then there are two types of window, application window, document window. So like that we discussed. So now we are going to see what are all the elements are there in a window. There are many elements are there such as a title bar, menu bar, and then a scroll bar, then workspace, then borders, corners. Like that we can say there are many elements are there in the window. So now we are going to discuss one by one all the elements. So first we are going to discuss about title bar. What is mean by title bar? See, the title bar will display the name of the application and the name of the document opened. So the title bar gives the title of the application. So it gives the name of the application. Name of the application means whenever we open any application, the application name is mentioned in the title bar. For example, in this video you see here, you can see at the top, you can see Adobe Acrobat Reader DC. Adobe Acrobat Reader DC. So from this you can understand that we have opened the Adobe PageMaker. Sorry, not Adobe PageMaker, Adobe PDF. And that is Adobe Acrobat Reader. Adobe Acrobat Reader, we have opened that. And then you can see here it displays, not only displays the name of the application, it also displays the name of the file. For example, see here, what is the name of the file? Lesson 5, working with Windows operating system. Lesson 5, working with Windows operating system. So like that I have given the file name. So like that you see here in this picture you can understand that. So what is the name of the application? Microsoft Word. And then what is the file name? So file name is not yet saved. So default file name is document1. Default file name is document1. So the title bar is used to give the name of the application, is used to display the name of the application, and then it is used to display the name of the file. And then not only that, it also contains a minimize button, maximize, and then close button. So there are three buttons are available. What are they? So the title bar contains the three buttons: minimize button, maximize button, and then close button. So whenever we maximize the window, the maximize button will not be displayed. So it will be changed into restore button. It will be changed into restore button. Whenever it is not in maximize stage, there will be no restore button. It will be given name as maximize. Actually there are 4 buttons are available, but one button is not visible at all times. So whenever the window is maximized, it shows restore button. Whenever the window is not in maximized stage, it shows maximize. Right? So each and every window contains the title bar. Without title bar, you cannot see the window. You cannot open any application. All the application, it contains the title bar. Right? Whatever the application you are working, the title bar will be displayed. And then below the title bar is the menu bar. What is mean by menu bar? The menu bar is seen under the title bar. So in all the applications, below the title bar is the menu bar. Below the title bar is the menu bar. And then, sir, what is mean by menu bar? You might be thinking that whenever you go for a hotel, the server is used to give the menu card. Is it right or not? The server is used to give the menu card. So from the menu card we used to select any particular food item. We used to select any one particular food item, 1 or 2 food items we used to select, and then we used to give the order. So like that here the menu contains a lot of options. The menu contains lot of options. So each and every menu, for example, the menu bar means it contains lot of menus. See here in this video, file menu, So it contains a lot of options. What are the options? Open, save, save as, and then close the file, print. So we have lot of options. So like that you see the edit menu. Edit menu contains cut, copy, paste, select all. Like that take a snapshot. So undo, redo. So each and every menu contains lot of options. Each and every menu contains lot of options. Whenever we select one particular option, an action will be taken. A particular action will be performed. So whenever we select edit copy, what will happen? Whatever the text you have selected, that particular text will be copied. So whenever you select file save, whenever we are selecting file save, now what will happen? Whatever the content you have typed, whatever the content which is inside the document, so that content will be saved, right? So like that menu contains a lot of options. So menus in the menu bar can be accessed by pressing Alt key and the letter that appears underlined in the menu title. For example, see here in this menu bar there is no focus. There is no focus. So when I press Alt key, now can you see here what happens? So F is underlined, E is underlined. Again I repeat, see whenever you can see here there is no underlined character is given there, but when I press Alt key, automatically it focuses on menu bar. The focus comes to the menu bar. See here, so F is underlined here, then E is underlined here, then B is underlined here. So what I want to do is I want to use Alt plus F to open the file menu. So Alt plus V to open the view menu. Alt plus E is used to open the edit menu. So whenever you can see the menu bar, a letter is underlined. So that letter is the shortcut. That letter is the shortcut to open the menu. So whenever I press Alt plus F, Alt key is used to access the menu bar. Not only that, F is the letter which is underlined. So that F letter is used to indicate the file menu. So whenever we press Alt plus F, file menu is opened. Whenever we press Alt plus E, edit menu is opened. So that is what here they are saying. Menus in the menu bar can be accessed. So each and every menu is accessed by using the Alt key and the letter that appears underlined in the menu title. So the letter which is underlined, so that is the shortcut to access the menu. Additionally, pressing Alt or F10 brings the focus on the first menu of the menu bar. So instead of pressing Alt, you can press F10. So when I press F10 now, what happens? See here. So whenever I press F10, so here when I press F10, the recording will be stopped. So instead of pressing F10, so you just check it in your home. So instead of pressing Alt key, you can also press F10. F10 brings the focus to the first menu in the menu bar. Can you understand, students? So why I didn't press F10 means if I press F10, the recording will be stopped. So because that is a shortcut for the recording, to stop the recording. So you just check it in your home. Instead of pressing Alt key, you can also use F10 to bring the focus on the menu bar. Then in Windows 7, in the absence of menu bar, click Organize from the drop down menu, click the layout option and select the desired item from that list. So whenever the menu bar is not displayed, on the screen, click the Organize option and from the drop down menu, you can select the layout option and select the desired item from the list. I will show you the picture here. You see here. So in the My Computer, here you can see the option called Organize. In that you want to select the menu in that you want to select the option called layout. In that you want to select the menu bar. So that what will happen? The menu bar will be displayed on the screen. Can you understand, students? Right. Now what is mean by workspace? So workspace in the sense it is an area in the document window where we can type the text, where we can enter the text in your document. So I already told you in the last video itself, the white area that represents the document window where we can type the text. So that is what here they are saying it as workspace. Workspace in the sense where we can start working, where we can type the text, where we can enter the text. Right? Then scroll bars. So what is the meaning of scroll bars? There are two types of scroll bars are there. One is called horizontal scroll bar and another one is called vertical scroll bar. The scroll bars are used to scroll the workspace horizontally or vertically. For example, I am going to open the Microsoft Word. In that, if I want to move top to bottom, see here, if I want to move to the bottom, so I want to use vertical scrolling bar. I want to use the vertical scrolling bar. So if I want to move top, again I can use the vertical scrolling bar. So from top to bottom or bottom to top, I can use vertical scrolling bar. If I want to move left and right, see here left side, I am moving towards left side. If I want to move towards right side, then I can use the horizontal scrolling bar. So there are two scrolling bars are there. One is called horizontal scroll bar and another one is called vertical scroll bar. So horizontal scroll bar is used to move left and right, left to right or right to left. Vertical scroll bar is used to move from top to bottom or bottom to top. Can you understand, students? Right. Now we are going to discuss about the last element in that window, the corners and borders. The corners and borders of the window helps to drag and resize the window. What is the usage of corners and borders? The corners and the borders of the window is used to resize the window. So we can drag and then we can resize the window size. So whatever the size you like, you can use to resize the window using the corners and borders. So whenever we want to resize, we want to move to the corner or any border, the mouse pointer changes to a double-headed arrow. So whenever you are moving to a border or a corner, the mouse pointer will change to a double-headed arrow. Double-headed arrow means a line will be there and then the arrow will be on both the sides. The arrow will be on both the sides. Now you see the mouse pointer here. Can you see? There is only one point. There is only one single line and then it points only one area. That is one arrow you can see. But when you move to the corner, when you move to the border, it changes to a double-headed arrow. For example, let us minimize this window. See here. Now I am seeing my mouse. Can you see the mouse with only one arrow? But when I move to the border, now you see here. So when I move to the border, can you see the mouse pointer is changes to double-headed arrow, that is arrow on both sides. Can you see arrow on both sides? Right, not only in this particular area, whenever I move to any border or any corner, for example, see here, if I move to this corner, bottom right corner, so now it changes to double-headed arrow. If I move to top right corner, it changes to double-headed arrow. When I move to the top, so double-headed arrow. So wherever I move to the border of the window, it changes to a double-headed arrow. Then what I want to do? So you can drag the mouse to the left or right or top or bottom to resize the window. See here, using the left mouse button, hold the left mouse button. Using the left mouse button, press or hold the left mouse button. If I move towards right side, now you see the window size is changed. If I move towards left side, the window size is increased. Can you see the difference? Like that, if I move towards up, that is top, window size is decreased. Lengthwise it is decreased. If I move towards down, the lengthwise it is increased. Can you understand, students? So wherever I want, I can move towards left or right or top or bottom, so that the window size will be changed. The window size will be resized. If I move to the corner, the length as well as breadth, together it is changed. See here, when I move to the corner and then if I drag towards the top, the window size is changed. Window size is decreased. If I move towards bottom, if I move towards in a diagonal manner, see here, lengthwise and widthwise it is changed. Whenever I go to the corner, if I resize, so length as well as breadth, both the things changes simultaneously. See here, drag the border or corner in the direction indicated by the double-headed arrow. So we want to drag the border or corner in the direction which the double-headed arrow is indicated. So in whatever the position you want, you can change. The window can be resized by dragging the corners diagonally across the screen. So you can resize the window by dragging the corners diagonally also. So that is what I have done last. So whenever I move to the corner and then if I drag towards up, so the size is changed in a diagonally, that is length as well as width. Both the things are changed. Right? So here you can see the picture. From this you can understand the corners, borders, the title bar. See here, title bar is indicated here. And then the corners, 4 corners it was indicated, as well as the borders. The menu bar is also indicated. Scroll bar, that is horizontal scroll bar, vertical scrolling bar, as well as the workspace. So from this picture, can you understand, the students, which is title bar, which is menu bar, and then which is corner, which is the border, and then which area is called the scrolling bars, how many scrolling bars are there, right? So I think you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.